You start cooking meth at 41. Not because you want power, but because your daughter needs surgery. That is what you tell yourself the first time you stand in an abandoned feed mill outside Bakersfield, wearing yellow dish gloves, safety goggles from a hardware store, and a paper mask that smells like dust and panic. You are a chemistry teacher, not a criminal. At least that's what you still believe. Your daughter Lily is 8 years old and has a heart that works like an old car in winter. Some mornings it starts, some mornings it doesn't. The doctors use words like congenital and progressive. You hear only one: money. Your wife Elena hears it too, but she doesn't say it out loud because saying it makes it real. You make $48,000 a year teaching chemistry to teenagers who think sodium is only interesting when it explodes in water. Together you are not poor, you are worse. You are almost fine. Then something goes wrong. Lily needs surgery within 6 months. The part insurance won't cover is $186,000. You stare at the number until it stops looking like money and starts looking like a sentence. For 2 weeks you try everything: payment plans, fundraisers, loans, a donation jar at school. Your students drop in quarters and handwritten wishes. None of it comes close to $186,000. Then your former student Manny Cruz calls. Manny was 17 when you taught him, always smiling like trouble had personally invited him somewhere. Now he is 24, drives a black Charger with tinted windows, and wears shoes that cost more than your monthly grocery bill. He says he heard about Lily. He says he can help. You ask how. He says chemistry. You hang up. Then you don't sleep for 2 nights. On the 3rd night, you call him back. The first cook is a disaster. Not chemically. Chemically, it is perfect. That is the problem. Now those same rules are making a legal product in a place that smells like animal feed, motor oil, and old rain. Manny stares at the result like he has seen God in powder form. The first batch makes $22,000. Manny hands you your half behind a closed car wash at midnight. $11,000. At 1:13 a.m., you open Lily's bedroom door. She is sleeping with one hand under her cheek, surrounded by stuffed animals arranged like tiny bodyguards. You stand there with drug money in your jacket and love in your chest and tell yourself the same thing every parent tells themselves before doing something unforgivable. This is for her. The second batch makes more. The third makes even more. Within a month, you pay the first hospital deposit. Elena cries when the payment clears. She thinks the donation page went viral because one of your former students shared it. You let her believe that, not because you're cruel, because the truth would destroy the only beautiful moment either of you has had in weeks. At school, you still teach. You tell them choices have consequences. The sentence tastes different now. Within months, Lily's surgery is scheduled and paid for. You have enough money to stop. You don't. The reasons change: debt, college, a better house, security. But the result is the same. Temporary becomes permanent. Then Manny gets robbed. 2 men take $60,000 and break his nose in an alley behind a nightclub. He shows up at the feed mill with blood on his shirt and murder in his eyes. He says they need to answer. You say no. He says this isn't school anymore. You hate him for saying it, mostly because he's right. The men who robbed him work for a distributor named Calder. Calder is calm, polite, and dangerous. He invites you to meet at a steakhouse. He offers you 2 choices: work for him or disappear. You ask if that's a threat. He smiles, not warmly. He says, teachers ask the cutest questions. You should walk away. You should go home. You should tell Elena everything. Instead, you negotiate. That is the moment you become someone else. Not when you cooked, not when you lied, not when you took the money. When a criminal threatened your life and you responded with terms. Calder gives you a lab, a real one, hidden beneath a legitimate industrial laundry. Equipment that would make your old college professor weep. You tell yourself this is safer, controlled, professional. Another lie, but an impressive one. The money becomes obscene, hidden in paint buckets, cereal boxes, and inside the wall behind the water heater. Elena notices. Of course she notices. She notices the money, the late nights, and the fear you carry home. One night she asks you directly. You deny it, badly. She says, "Is Lily alive because of something you did?" You don't answer. That is an answer. Elena sits down like her legs have stopped receiving instructions. For a long time, neither of you speaks. Then she says something you will remember forever. I needed you to save her. I didn't need you to become this. But you have become this. That is the problem with pretending. Eventually, the mask grows skin. Calder expands distribution across 3 states. Your product moves through truck stops, motel rooms, college campuses, oil towns, reservation borders, anywhere people are tired, broke, hurting, bored, or trying not to feel whatever their life has become. You never see them. That makes it easier. Then one day you do. A boy from your 3rd period class falls asleep at his desk. His name is Tyler. You ask him to stay after class. He looks thinner. His hands shake. You know what's happening before he speaks. Tyler is using your product. He says he can stop any time. Everyone says that. 2 weeks later, he overdoses in a gas station bathroom. He survives, barely. The school holds an assembly. A police officer says meth is destroying the community. You sit in the back row beside other teachers and feel your own heart trying to escape through your ribs. That night, you tell Manny you're done. He laughs, then sees your face, then stops laughing. He says Calder won't allow it. You say Calder doesn't own you. Manny says yes, he does. You go to Calder anyway. You tell him you want out. He listens patiently, then places a photograph on the table. Alina leaving the salon. Lily outside school. Your house, your car, your life, documented from angles you never noticed. Calder says nobody leaves clean. Crime isn't an action, he says. It's a country. Once you cross the border, you need permission to leave. So you make a plan, not a good plan, a desperate one. You give information to a federal agent whose son goes to your school. You don't confess everything. You offer Calder the lab, the roots, the money. In exchange, you want protection for your family. The agent asks why he should trust you. You say because you're a teacher. He says that's not reassuring anymore. The raid happens on a Thursday. Agents in tactical gear. Calder arrested in a white shirt still warm from the dryer steam. For 6 minutes you believe you escaped. Then Manny calls. His voice is shaking. He says Calder knew. Of course Calder knew. That night your house burns. By morning the story is national news. A chemistry teacher turned meth producer whose daughter's surgery was funded with drug money. Alina and Lily enter protective custody. Everything else is gone. Alina refuses to see you. You don't blame her. Lily sends one drawing through a lawyer. 3 stick figures holding hands. A house, a son, everyone's smiling. Children are cruel by accident. The trial takes 11 days. Your lawyer argues coercion, desperation, medical debt, a father trying to save his child. The prosecutor does not argue that you didn't love your daughter. Instead, she argues that love does not launder harm. She shows hospital receipts, then overdose reports, profit ledgers, school attendance records, photographs of Tyler in the hospital. A mother crying on the stand because her son survived but never came back the same. You cannot look at her. You look anyway, because cowardice has already taken enough from you. You are convicted on 7 counts. 22 years. Lily is 9 when you go in. She will be 31 when you are eligible for release. The math is simple. That makes it worse. In prison, people ask what you were in for. You say drugs. You say teacher. They laugh because they think you're joking. You are not joking. Years pass. Alina divorces you. Lily stops writing at 12. Starts again at 17. Her letters are filled with weather, school, college applications, facts without doors. At 21 she visits. She looks like Alina. That nearly breaks you. She sits across from you in a room full of plastic chairs and vending machines and says thank you for saving her life. Then she says she hates what it cost. You nod. There is nothing else to do, because she is right. You saved your daughter. You helped destroy other people's children. Desperation explains it, but it doesn't erase it. The surgery receipt and the overdose reports came from the same money and the same hands, yours. That is the part nobody tells you about sacrifice. Sometimes what you sacrifice is not yourself. Sometimes you sacrifice strangers and call it family.